So this is Silent Sweep. It's meant to be played up to like 16 players. I'm only one player right now, but really you could play with any amount you want. There's a lot of options, as you can see right here. You can control the weather, AI difficulty, all this. Just for the sake of this gameplay video, I'm going to make it a little easier on myself, although I'll make this flashlights only because I do enjoy flashlights. Let's put the bleed out timer to 10 minutes and the revive to enabled. This way that if I go down, I'll get back up. But a little thing about this revive, this uses Farouk's revive. You guys may know it. You might use it in your missions or you've played a mission with it. When you go down, only a medic can pick you back up. Now for this, I edited it a bit, where if you go down, the timer you have, like say, for example, this is 10 minutes, so that's 600 seconds. That's persistent. So if you were to get back up with 500 seconds and you went down again, it would be at 500 seconds. It wouldn't reset back to 600. And blood loss, for example, this is that when you go down, you lose a set amount of time each time you go down. So you can't be revived infinitely. You'll eventually go down and die, and you'll be dead when you hit the ground. So having self-revive on, having like a blood loss on, it's kind of like a live system sort of, you know, gameplay. But this is like only for, self-revive is really only for like single player or like a very low player count, as you can see. And here you could choose where you want to start, either from the south or north end of Kavala. You'll see how that plays out shortly. And each building in Kavala has a chance of having enemies in it. By default, it's set pretty low. It seems low, but there's a lot of buildings in Kavala. So really, this could be, depending on your luck, you could be overwhelmed, but usually 15% is about, it's a pretty good balance. And yeah, it affects your frame rate. So if you set it too high, a lot of AI, a lot of lag could happen. So keep that in mind. And here's something else. There's vanilla gear, which just uses no mods at all. So no mod requirement whatsoever. Or you could choose GIGN, which is like the SWAT uniform stuff. This requires the GIGN mod and the R3F French weapons mod pack. It's in the description as well, you'll see it. Not in the video description, but in the mission description, though I guess I'll put it in the video description as well. Now, if you were to play with friends, or if someone were to join in progress, and they didn't have the required mods, they would simply use the default loadout. So they wouldn't get like a whole bunch of errors or anything, but they wouldn't see what you're wearing, obviously, because it's all client-side. So just keep that in mind. But it also supports Acre. If you're a team leader, you'll spawn with a 148, and everyone else gets a 343, of course. Everyone has a 343, but Acre's not really required. This is something I added just in case you play with Acre, you know, you want to use it, whatever. Have like different fire squads. Also, apologies if my microphone is bad. It's a Zalman mic clip-on, you know, it's not that high quality. Oh yeah, as a note, these two things right here, it's like a map legend. The intel is not out in the ocean. When the mission starts, the intel location is actually randomized. It could spawn in any building, in any random building position. So each time you play, the intel location will be different. The radio positions are, they're all the same though. The tower positions are pretty static, so that stays the same.
Wake up, soldier. We're almost there. 4 boxes worth of the stuff, so search well. I'll also need you to destroy the whole town. No, not killing reports out in the AO. The Not Fort Vector planted unactivated C4 at the radio towers around town. You'll need to reactivate them and detonate them after you extract. Don't forget, this is a military-controlled town. There'll be soldiers and plenty of them.
You can laugh at that voice acting if you want. Just something I did for fun. But while we're waiting to land here, the mission's pretty dynamic in terms of enemy placement. The enemy, they patrol in the houses, they patrol outside of the houses, but the main thing is, the main gimmick here is that they actually use the houses. They'll be in the houses, they'll be on the balcony shooting out windows, whatnot. It's different every time. It's not the same each time you play. So next time you play the mission, it'll be a completely different experience. Not really, but then, like, you know, it'll be different. Enemy positions will be different, all that. So yeah, I'm using the mod pack right now, as you can see. This is the GIGN stuff. Not really those healers. So I turned on flashlight mode, which means I don't have NVG goggles. I still have a rangefinder which has NVGs on them, but you can't just have them on while you're shooting. It's just a game mode that I wanted to put in, because sometimes just having flashlights is kind of fun. Maybe some of you have played Sweep Augia Marina. This is like a spiritual successor to it, I guess, a sequel, which had a similar idea, except it was a pretty broken mission when it came to scripting. I wasn't very good back then. Although I can't say I'm very good now, but at least there's no major errors or anything, or any errors at all. It should work in a dedicated server and single player just fine. Oh wait, hold on. There will be one error. Here, check this out. There it is. I don't know why. But yeah. Top VD script if you want to turn off grass or set your view distance, whatever. Up to you. Also, I forgot to set this to Elite. I'd recommend playing this on Elite or difficulty where it disables seeing the enemies on the map, because it really ruins the surprise. You could just find out what building they're in just by hitting your map key. I'll try not to cheat on my own mission though, so let's see what happens. Well, that's, I guess using self-revive is sort of a cheat in itself. But hey. It's gonna get tough. I might even lose still, even with all these lives. And now I know, since I looked at the map, there's enemies here, so let me see if I can shoot that off real quick. I can't take credit for it though. There is, I think it was Spunt that made the AI spawn script pack for the houses. It's real good. Although maybe I don't know where those AI are. Maybe I'll just leave them. We'll run into some eventually. Could get lucky and just make it to the first radio tower, at least without any contacts. Could hear him at the distance though. Definitely saying something. Well, that's depressing. But at least you can see the self-revive mechanic right now. After you go down, you're given a few seconds of invulnerability just in case you're getting shot at. At least you have a chance to get back into position. But yeah, they got me good.
Boom. Just kidding. It didn't explode.
That's just a little flavor response. It doesn't. It's not synced with the server or anything. Everyone will hear something different, and it doesn't play all the time. It could be something different, or it could not play at all. That way, it won't get tiring. Let's take a look for the next location. We got two intel markers right next to each other. That's lucky. Now, I'm leaving AI behind. I'll be honest with you, like if I leave too much AI behind, it'll lag, obviously, because like there'll be too much AI. There's no caching for this mission. And yeah, like the more you move into town, the more AI spawns. Ideally, you'd be killing them as you move in, clearing the houses, and that'll keep the frame rate at a decent level. I mean, right now it's still pretty good, even though I left like a couple squads back there. But yeah. I'm only one man, so I have to actually be kind of sneaky. So if I could sneak past them, I mean, it is supposed to be like a stealth mission, but not really. So I'll do my best to sneak past. Since I'm only one player, it won't be that laggy, because I'm the only one here. But yeah, ideally you'd want to clear the houses. Make sure they go down. Although I am getting really lucky on these spawns. I gotta say, this is probably bad for a gameplay video. It's like, where are all the enemies? But yeah. You could also raise it if you want. You saw the options, so 10%, 15%, 20, 25, 30. But it could get really out of hand, so just bear in mind, sometimes you get lucky. Or unlucky, I guess, if you really want action. By the way, that is the intel box. It spawns in a random position in the house, so it can end up in silly positions like that. Yeah. Just simply take it. Intel secured. Okay. Now there's one right next to us as well. I guess it's in this house. There's enemies over there, and there's probably enemies in here. Let's try to be a little interesting with this one. Is there a window for this thing? Oh yeah, saw an enemy. Oh, actually, fun fact. The windows and the wood aren't actually solid. You could just throw the grenade through them. I don't know why I shot it first. I guess out of just for realism. But yeah. Yeah, I got him.
Patrol routes, weapon cache locations, solid find.
Let's clear that house to the south just for... Oh! Look at that guy. Sneaking around. Doesn't know we're here yet. Let's sneak up on him. And never mind, he's like gonna walk out of view and just gonna wreck me. Maybe we'll just take care of him. Someone in that house. Oh yeah, here's another thing. Enemies have flashlights in this. Or I gave... Fuck me. So yeah, enemies have flashlights in this. They don't have their night vision goggles. It makes them easier to see because they'll turn it on when they're alerted. The reason I did this was because honestly, like it's really hard to see where the enemies are firing from when they're shooting from windows, because the AI can shoot some pretty perfect stuff, but there's a recon type enemy that could spawn who have silencers and MGs, and those are like the extra hard type enemy. Like it would be hard to detect where they're coming from, but for the most part, most enemies will give their position away with their flashlights. It's just a gameplay thing. But the recon squads, when you beat them, it'll give you trouble. By the way, enemy corpses, they disappear after a couple minutes. So keep that in mind. If you want to loot them, you better loot them kind of, not quick. You have 4 minutes to loot them, I'll give you the exact time. They disappear after 4 minutes. That's just to keep the performance up, because this mission can have a lot of bodies once you get through the town. Oh, by the way, you guys have GPSs as well. If you're playing on Elite where like you don't see the markers and stuff, or like you don't see yourself on the map, you can use the GPS. You're like an Elite squad anyway, so you should have some top-end gear. This mission's really just like a small, takes about an hour to complete under a real setting, like if you aren't using like an easier difficulty. It'll either take a bit of time or it could be quick. The main idea behind the mission was to have like an urban fighting zone with AI using the houses, and to have it be like casual enough where you could play with like any amount of players. So it's like, you know, not so strict. Got a big squad, you can play. Got a small squad or just yourself, you can still play. Can I get to this rock? Probably not. Let's get around. By the way, if you weren't paying attention during the intro, the C4 is underneath the trash. It's hidden here by an Op4 defector. So we're just uncovering them and reactivating them. Silly storyline. Don't take it too seriously. Oh, jeez. I was just looking to look for the next objective, but see, I saw the enemies on my map, so I know where they are. Or at least I have the idea where they are. Maybe I don't know where they are. Jesus. Stuck in the house. Oof. Ouch. But yeah, notice the bleed out timer. It's not at 600 anymore. It started at lower. Well. Also, something to note, when you're playing this in multiplayer, when you go down, a medic will have to revive you, but there's a bug that's going on right now where if you go down in a building, the building takes priority over the player, so you won't get the action to revive or stabilize or drag someone. which is kind of a problem. I don't know how to fix it yet, but yeah, it's a weird problem. If you go down in a building, try not to. Ways to fix that is if you destroy the building, you could get them back up, or if you like look outside of the building with the player in front of you, you could get the options to revive them and whatnot. Sorry about that. It's like it was a change that was made either in dev or I don't know if it's stable right now. I'm playing on dev, but yeah, it happens. Hopefully hopefully Biss changes back. But until then, don't die in buildings. Which I know is pretty silly since this whole thing is about urban fighting, but hopefully it gets changed. Just gonna run away from that guy. Even though I died 3 times, I have to say this is still pretty lucky playthrough. I've played with some people before, and we've been wrecked pretty early on the mission. I've seen it where we got surrounded or whatnot. We just get demolished, even on a lower difficulty. Sometimes you just get lucky. But remember, if it's ever too easy, get up the enemy count, get up the difficulty, their accuracy and all that. Not checking my corners. If I should have been dead, or if the difficulty was higher, I'd definitely be dead. Being careless. That door is open. There might be someone in here. Oh yeah, there isn't. Sneaking up on them with a flashlight. From what I've heard, the AI don't detect lights, so having it on didn't matter. Although, if you're doing this, if you're playing a match against a real player, it probably wouldn't be so smart. But don't quote me on that. I have no idea if the AI do not react to it, but it doesn't seem they do. Oh, oops, I passed the building. By the way, if you ever, if you play this mission and the intel spawns in an area where you think it isn't, like you think the mission's not completable because it spawned somewhere where you can't get to, just take a screenshot and tell me about it. I'll take a look, because the way it works is the script I wrote, it scans for all the buildings in the area and it places it into a random building. And a lot of things are detected as buildings. Like, for example, the light poles are detected as buildings, like that one. So I had to filter them out. I had to filter a lot of stuff out because a lot of things are considered buildings, or houses rather. A lot of things are considered houses, which they shouldn't be. So you have to filter a lot of stuff out so they don't get detected as houses. So yeah, if you think it's spawned somewhere weird or impossible, just tell me about it and I'll see if I can fix it. That guy. can't see through this. Oh, yeah, that was that, like, well. Pretty open area. Also, if you're wondering why like they're taking a long time to react, or why they can't see me right away, it's a combination of the difficulty being at only 40%, and the fact that as a recon class, in the according to the config files, the recon class in Arma is harder to see for the AI. So it takes a little longer to detect. I kind of like that for the mission because it's a stealth mission, in quotes, stealth mission, so you have like a little longer to react. And the fact that sometimes an enemy could be looking at you through a window, and they're gonna get you because if you don't see them before you see them, then you're down. So giving the player a little bit of a longer time to spot the enemies goes a long way, because I'm not too big of a fan of game missions that are like way too difficult. But this is a little easy, obviously, but I'm playing with easy settings, so set it to whatever you want. If you want laser eye, you can get that. Easy enough with just a few parameter settings. Actually, I'll get those two on my way back to the north. Oh, these are considered buildings too, so enemies could spawn as office buildings. And it's cool because BIS actually put waypoints in them, so the AI will use them. They'll go on the roof and stuff if they happen to go in there. Which I guess also means the intel can spawn there too, as well as on the roof, maybe. I've never seen it spawn there myself. It's I guess a pretty low chance out of all the buildings here, but I guess it could happen. Just remember to check every floor if the intel spawns there. The intel box, that is. I know, it's a supply box, but I wanted something that was big and easy to see so they wouldn't get lost. So right now, even though I let a lot of AI live, I'm running at a 38 FPS and I'm recording. Not bad. But again, this is like single player, so. My first release of this was really laggy. Since it seems to be a pretty dead time, let me tell you about it. It was really laggy because like the problem before where like things like light poles were being detected as buildings. So every building or every single thing like a light pole had a chance to spawn enemies, and that got way out of hand. But once I fixed that, the amount of enemies and the frame rate really, well, went up, I guess. Wasn't so bad. Oh my god. Out of ammo. I am operating poorly. Now, I would have been dead again, but I have the first few seconds of invulnerability, so I don't get spawn camped. No, that's cheating. I don't even know why I'm marking these radio towers. I can just see them. I'm blind. I am constantly out of breath. Sorry. The guy is just tired. He also carries a lot of gear. But, yeah. By the way, fun fact. The hats are randomized. Your headgear is randomized. So is your vest. If you play with vanilla gear, the uniform is randomized as well. But it's not like anything too different. It's like, you know, sleeves rolled up or not. Or you're like wearing like a different kind of shirt or a different plate carrier. It's just for flavor.
see a charge.
Frame rate is currently at 35 for those curious. Because I know Arma missions in general usually have a frame rate problem. Gotta have it playable. Of course, you also have to keep in mind that I kept a lot of AI alive. Didn't clear all the buildings. So, if you're playing with your squad and you're really clearing the place out, the frame rate should stay pretty well. Now that was my fault, coming out of the same place. Silly me. Still got plenty of lives left, simply just says I need to record this video. Did not mean to reload. But I do need a repack. Getting low on ammo here. The last two. That really is high explosive. No ammo at all. Need a new gun. Damn. Took out pistol faster. God. Come on, come on. I just need to get out of here. My guy keeps trying to take out his pistol. Oh god. Oh, my sprinter was stuck on. Trying to heal yourself. I think you got me, but I'm self-reviving. Oh wow, so realistic. Whoa. I did not check the right. That would be sad if I lost. It's getting messed up at the end here. Oh, there he is. I did not mean to move. I don't know why guys started moving. Luckily he didn't look at me. But now I'm really hurting for ammo. I was in reach of an all. Oh god. How surrounded could I be? Oh, geez, I thought he was dead. Last stretch is pretty difficult. This bridge is going to be the end of me. Normally I'd clear the buildings next to me, or rather if I was playing with a squad, but just being careless. You know, I'm surprised. There is an Ifrit that I saw on the map earlier. It's patrolling, but it hasn't gone to me. So if I'm successful, I'll be able to avoid that Ifrit the entire time I play this mission. And that would be the best thing to do, since one man versus an Ifrit is not a good formula.
I've got 2 healers en route to the top of Castro. Get over there and extract.
Home stretch. Just gotta get there and not lose all my lives. Was this a video game? Now it's 2 helos because it's implied that there's going to be 2 squads. I could make it so there's 1, if there's like 1 squad, but I'm lazy. Also, people can jip, and that could change things up. I don't want people jipping when the extraction starts and there's like not enough helos. Which could also be fixed technically by sending another helo if more people join, but that's like overcomplicating the issue. Just pretend. Nice try, AI. Wow, it's completely... Oh, I was going back down the ladder. It's getting away. I'm looking in the air. This silly guy. Where's the entrance to this castle? Oh, I'm way off. Oh, jeez. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Of course, remember I was playing with self-revive on. Don't have that on when you're playing with your squad, because it obviously makes things quite a bit easier, not having to depend on your medics, or your team for that matter. So yeah, that's the mission. Hope you guys enjoy it. It says version 0.9. You're probably going to be playing 1.0. There wasn't really much changes. You can see the changelog in the README. But yeah, there you go. That's it. That's it. That's all.